USA to be held tomorrow, 10 August, at Parc des Princes Stadium. So remote simultaneous interpretation is available in English, French, and Portuguese. Before we start, as we said it earlier, please make sure that your devices are put on a silent mode. And this is our pleasure to welcome Emma Hayes, head coach of Team USA, next to me, and also Captain Lindsey Horan. Welcome, ladies. Please raise your hand before asking any question. Wait for the mic, and do tell your name as well as the name of the organization. Please also make sure to remain seated till the end of this press conference. We shall take the first question, please.
Thank you. Morning.
Good morning.
Lindsey, you've talked in so many interviews about how important it is for you to win personally. How badly do you want to win tomorrow?
I think you know the answer to that, but this has been such an incredible journey. We don't want to go home without a gold medal. I think you guys all know that. We know that, so we will do everything possible to get that gold medal.
Emma?
Yeah, I like winning. It's part of my DNA, and I'm with a team that likes winning. So, of course, you know, our goal tomorrow is to win the gold medal.
Front row, please.
Hi, Lindsey. Steve Goff from the Washington Post. Facing Marta, I'm wondering your thoughts on her career, maybe her inspiration to players of all kind, and what it's been like playing against her over the years.
First and foremost, Marta is such an incredible player. You know, she was an idol for me growing up. Just a different player. You get to see a different kind of football when she's on the field, and the special qualities that she brings, I think, has just been an inspiration for so many young boys, girls all over the world. So what she's brought to this game, I mean, it's you can't really put into words. Every time I face her, I get so excited. I like playing against the best players in the world. That's exciting for me. It's another challenge for me. So I think we're pumped. We're pumped that, you know, she gets to see the field tomorrow, and just what an incredible career. And she gets to play in a gold medal match as well.
Thank you. Front row, the lady front row. Thank you.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. Emma, follow up. What are your recollections, or what are your feelings about Marta, and is it kind of fitting that she gets to play in a gold medal game for her last international match?
When I was a young coach assisting Vic Akers at Arsenal, we played the Women's Cup two-legged final against Umeå, the Swedish champions, and they had a young Marta. And I remember being on the touchline over both legs and thinking, oh my goodness, who is this extraordinary player? And to witness what she's done on the pitch, I think for all of us that love the women's game, she's been more than just a role model and an icon. She's been the best player over a long period of time. But what she's done for Brazil and for those women, I look at the generation coming through and the inspiration she has been to them. Like Lindsey said, I'm happy for her. She gets the opportunity off the back of a 2-game suspension.
Hi, Rachel Bachman from the Wall Street Journal. A year ago, with the U.S. crashing out in the round of 16 of the World Cup, it sure seemed like the whole U.S. system was sort of under fire, under examination. What does this team's march to the gold medal match say, if anything, about where the U.S. is in the world of football right now?
Is that to me or Lindsey?
Yeah, sorry, that's to you.
Okay. Look, nothing's permanent in life. The reality is that there is a global game where plenty of teams are capable of winning at the highest level. Gone are the days of a single team dominating, and you've seen how difficult even for Spain to win in a World Cup, then an Olympics. It's extremely difficult to do that. And I think sometimes the expectations are unrealistic. You know, it's been noted on more than one occasions, you know, what happened at last year's World Cup. But for us, our whole focus has been on creating our own identity with a combination of players. It's a roster that's very well mixed and very diverse, and I think the enjoyable part has been exactly that. We want to create our new history. We want to create our new heights. We want to create our new identity, and that journey that Lindsay's talked about has been about getting those things right. So it's been a hell of a ride. It's been an unbelievable journey so far to get to this point, and one where, you know, the players can certainly make new moments and new memories for themselves.
And then just a quick follow-up, after these games, what's your next order of business? I know you've looked at everything from the feeder system to, you know, sort of top-level training, everything.
I haven't even unpacked my locker from Chelsea yet, so I think go home and get that sorted first, have a little bit of a break mentally. The work is going on in the background for something I call the futures, the work around the futures, and that is identifying, you know, what's next for 2027, and all of that work is already in progress in the background.
Yes, on the left-hand side, please.
Hey, good morning, Lindsay and Emma. Sam Borden from ESPN. You guys have played a lot of minutes. Can you just describe a little what the recovery has been like, how you've gone about dealing with recovery during this compressed tournament?
It's hard. Listen, the Olympics, we knew going into this tournament is such a unique experience. You don't know it unless you're in it, and the cadence of a game every 2 days is really, really difficult. And, you know, we've played a lot of minutes, and I think it's the mentality, it's that mental strength, I think we were talking about this before, but you're suffering, but you know you can dive deep into that, and you can get yourself out of that, and we can come in and perform and grind out these wins. And it's a tournament setting, like not everything is pretty. So whatever you can do in between those two games to get you ready for that next game. And thankfully we have an extra day before this final. I'm so happy about that. But it's hard. It really is hard. But I think it's accepting the suck almost, and knowing that we're gonna go out and everyone's prepared mentally and physically to go out and grind out another game.
I think long term, potentially, that they look at that calendar, and considering there's games in LA in a few years' time, there's plenty of time to maybe adapt that schedule or think about that and give more time. Player welfare should always come first.
The gentleman with the blue shirt, please.
Hello, good morning. Marcelo Correge from TV Globo Brazil. Question for both of you, Lindsay and Emma. Do you think that being a 4-time gold medalist in women's football against 2-time silver medalist Brazilians gives some sort of leverage to this USA team in the match tomorrow?
No, I do not think that. I think these are two teams that are deserving of being in the final, and you know, past successes are not indicators of future performance. You know, both are here on merit. Both are here with very different rosters than in the past, and you know, I think that, of course, having the knowledge of winning, it helps in terms of build confidence, but I don't think it's any advantage.
Yeah, the gentleman on the second row. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, but please,
I think I'm in full agreement.
guys, when you're addressing a question, please do just point out the question who you are addressing to.
He said-
Oh, you did for two? Oh, so that's my bad then. My bad. Sorry for that. Sorry. Yes, please.
Ian Parker from PA. Emma, can I ask, just following up on the question about the process since the last World Cup and the journey the US have been on, you've not been in the job for very long. Are you ahead of schedule reaching this final?
I don't think like that. I only ever think about the things that are within my control, and what I know is that I didn't have time to waste, and we had to deliver in a concise way, the methodology, the principles, all of that stuff in an almost perfect way. So sometimes you can have too much time with things. And what I've learned in my career is you only have the present. I don't want to talk about the past or even talk about the future. Like, we're in the position we're in because we've managed to stay present every day. And the team and everyone around the team has done a great job of that. And we're in this position because of it.
Yes, the lady in the middle, please. Thank you very much.
Hi, Tracy Holmes from Australian Radio Network and the Sports Ambassador podcast. My question is to both of you. Emma, you were talking about identity and working on getting the identity of the team right. What does that mean? Because we've seen with a team like the Matildas, they get the identity. It doesn't always equate with ambition or goals. And you also talk about things being impermanent. So does identity change as well as time goes on? And I'd like Lindsey's perspective on identity as well. Thank you.
Yeah, I think of everything as evolutionary anyway. I think that, I've said this so many times, we've got an unbelievably representative roster. They're a diverse group of people that from, all across the United States. And trust me, I realise how big that country is being in there. But when you're always reminded of the history of the programme, I've always said I want our players to look at our history as a privilege and something that can help guide us. But ultimately, I want us to forge our own path. And I want to forge a path based on the values and the ambitions of this current group. And I've said it many times, they're extremely worldly and engaging and intellectual and modern in many different ways. I've seen more of TikTok than I want to sometimes. But this for me is important, and I've always felt this about coaching. My job is to adapt to the generation, not the other way around. So it's about them running with this programme in the way that best works for them, and my job is just to help, guide it a little bit, which is really easy to do because they're such tremendous people.
On that, I think we were reminded a lot from Emma, and especially when the 99ers were brought into the beginning of this camp. I think I always fall back to that. It's just that mentality, that U.S. mentality it's in us. It's kind of like, can we reach back in and really bring it out? And sometimes, I look back at the Gold Cup, we had to do that in so many games. I was just saying to Emma the other day about the Canada game that we were playing in a swimming pool. And at a point, there was I don't want to play in this game. This isn't fun. This isn't football. But then a point hit me and hit the team where it's no, we're winning this freaking game. We will do whatever we can to win this game. And it's not fun. It's not pretty. But that's that, identity that's been built into this national team from the very beginning that we need to bring back, but also make it better and make those that started it proud of us and inspire that next generation to see, okay, we're going to take this identity to a new level, but we're also going to show everyone what this U.S. mentality is, because you see that in this tournament as well. Like I said before, nothing is pretty in tournament modes. There's some really great football, and then there's some where you just got to get the job done, or you wait for that goal to go in the top corner from Trin in the Japan game. That's sometimes what gets it done. So I think that's the thing for me that's really been shown this past few months, and especially in these tournaments. You need that.
The gentleman on your right-hand side, in the middle.
Hi, Emma. Nick Simon from the Daily Mail. In May, you were still managing Chelsea, and now here you are sat on a press conference ahead of the Olympic final with America. How much of a whirlwind has this journey been? How have you managed it? You've got to move your family across the world and a new team, a new environment.
Well, I might make a Trivial Pursuit question one day. So, of course, going from my beloved Chelsea to the US women's national team, I mean, what a whirlwind. What a dream all at once to finish my time with Chelsea with another WSL title, and then to be here competing for gold. honestly, this is the stuff dreams are made of, and I've probably visualised this moment so many times in my life. So I don't ponder it too much. I'm very present. I'm enjoying, the position I'm in, and I feel really calm about it because I've got a lot of experience. I've been here before, regardless of the fact that I haven't coached at international football. Football is football. Players are players. Good referees are good referees. Bad referees are bad referees. You know what I mean? So, no, I'm just grateful to be here, and I'm enjoying it.
Logistically, how have you managed it? Because you live in London. You've got your family set up in London. How's the kind of process working of moving so quickly?
I've just been working the whole time. So I've had a great PA who's really helped. All the ops people in the US have helped me, and I've been with the team for the last month. So there hasn't been a lot of that period in between, to be honest with you, for me to worry about. And it's been the summer holidays, so Harry's sort of been in and around the team some of the time when he's not sort of travelling to the Lego store or something else. So no, it's worked out as best it could. I'm sure it'd have been a bit more difficult if it was outside the summer holidays, but it's not, so it's all good.
And last year you said that your dad always wanted you to take this job on.
Yeah.
How perfect would the story be if you go and get a gold?
Oh, I just keep thinking about 2012 and sat in that crowd. I just can't ever forget that moment. Sat at the halfway line, watching the two teams line up, and just remember the chat I had with my dad. Just can't. And then when I keep seeing the Paris 2024 signs everywhere, I just keep thinking, I can't believe 12 years on that it's my turn, that I get to lead these amazing women out. Something they've dreamt about their whole lives, and we get to do it together. And yeah, I don't think it has quite hit me because, to be honest with you, I don't give myself that time to think about it. All I'm thinking about is the unit meetings I've got to go back and do, the training session this afternoon, the individual clips I've got to do with players, the inspirational videos have got to be prepared, and then most importantly, let them get their karaoke machine out a little bit later and let them have a sing and a dance around the dinner table, and let's relax and enjoy, because tomorrow we get to play in a game that everybody has worked their entire lives for.
Hey, Lindsey, Annie Peterson from Associated Press. You talked about that mentality and that switch in the Canada game and going back to that winning mentality, but here in France, you guys seem to be playing with a lot more joy than you have recently, and I'm wondering if that feeling, was there a moment where that feeling took over, where you guys were having fun and playing with joy and freedom?
I don't know if there was like an exact moment, but I think that's been a occurring theme to, our pre-games in this past, year leading into this tournament. So we want to enjoy more. We want to play the football we want to play, but have a smile on your face when you're doing it. Celebrate those big moments, celebrate those goals, and got to be perfectly honest, there's just a calmness to that as well. I think that calmness brings a lot of strength to the group. We get it from Emma as well. It's really nice when you see a calmness and steadiness from your boss, from your coach, and then you see that seep into the group as well. I think that's been, the ongoing theme of this tournament is to stay steady, and also, we always say it, don't let the highs get too high and the lows get too low, and it's difficult to do in a tournament setting like this. It's difficult to do when there's headlines, and thankfully most of the team's off social media, so that's a plus. But yeah, we haven't let ourselves get to that point, and we're just enjoying every moment, and we're present, like Emma just said, present in every single thing that we do, and it's just about each day at a time. What's happening today? We got to give our full focus for the unit meetings coming up. Like that's our next focus. So that's been the most enjoyable thing, because you're staying present and you get to enjoy with your team and see smiling faces all over the place, and you hear karaoke machines coming out, like what the going into a gold medal match and the karaoke machines coming out. It's amazing.
I haven't seen you on it, to be honest.
I'm not going on it.
Okay.
You need a lot more in me to get. get me on the mic.
Some more questions, guys, from the room. Yes, please. Front. Yeah.
Nancy Armour, USA Today. Lindsey, what's it been like to watch the front line develop, and how much fun is it to play behind Trin, Soph, and Mel?
You know, I think the most enjoyable thing that I've saw from those three was they want to take in information. They want, like, they're so coachable right now. They want to learn, they want to grow, and they're taking it upon themselves. They're asking questions, and I mean, it's incredible what they're doing. Obviously, we get to see that every single day in training, so it's nothing new for me. But to see them doing it, you know, on a stage like this, and to take it all in, and then move on to the next game and see what else they can do, what else they can bring. And I think for each game, those three are bringing something different. So maybe, you know, Soph gets the goal of this game, but what did Trinity and Mal bring to the game to set her up to do that? You know, and that's the ongoing thing for our team. It's just like everything that we're doing hopefully is setting those guys up for success. And I'm so proud of them and what they're producing and how effective they're being. And it's not just the goals being scored. It's the, you know, selfless runs. It's the assists. It's the, you know, sets, everything. And again, I'm so proud of those goals being scored because it is putting us into that next game. But there's so many other nuances that maybe people don't see. And that's what I'm probably the most proud of.
Meg Linehan, The Athletic, for Emma. I mean, we've talked about history, and I know you've talked a lot about process over results, but no matter what, being in a gold medal match, it feels like we're about to see the surge of USA wins everything. Kind of, you know, that mentality is, I think, kind of right around the corner. Do you use that as a tool in the future? Do you try to let go of it? Is there a balance there for the team?
That's who I am. Like, it doesn't matter if it's the US team, wherever I coach, that's who I am. So the expectations from me will always be the same, no matter. But I've said many times that you don't just win by will. You know, you need. There's a combination of things that have to happen to do that, and we're 75 days into that build. And yes, we're here. We're in a gold medal match. We're going to need everything tomorrow because this is a match that will be likely played, you know, if it's in regulation times, you know, 105 minutes long. This is a game that's going to require strong officiating, like the best. And I think the officiating has been good in this tournament. It needs to be top tomorrow. The game deserves that. I think we have to be on top of emotional control. This is a game that is going to... of course, there's a lot at stake, so it's going to test us in a different way. It's a very, very different game to the opponents we've faced so far. So for us, I always think it's just about keep showing different sides of yourself and show the side that is needed in that particular game. Our players know the expectations in terms of our style of play, our principles and all of that, but for us, we want to make sure that in the last game possible, that we present something different in ourselves. And I'm looking forward to watching something else tomorrow from us, and one that the girls are, I think, in the next day and a half will be readied for.
Yes, please.
Julie Foudy, NBC. I cannot let this go by without asking this. This is the most pressing questions. This is the stuff I live for. Emma and Linz, you know this. Who is the best karaokeer of the group? And Emma, what would be your go-to? And Lindsey, if you ever get on that mic, what is your go-to?
All I Want for Christmas, Mariah Carey.
Mine's Ice Ice Baby. Vanilla Ice. I liked that when I was a teenager. I could do that one quite well.
Best Carey.
Best one on the mic.
I mean, it's between Mel and Rose.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely.
There might be some dark horses, but
who?
Like I don't know, Trin.
Do you know what? You're right.
On the bus last.
You're right.
Last game,
You're right. You're right. Trin's up there, but I think like the most, like, I don't know. extroverted, I would say, is Rose and Mal. They've
Yeah.
got the sort of Taylor Swift moves and,
Yeah.
you know.
Like Rose just knows every lyric. She doesn't have to look at the.
Yeah, no, she's really
We're
good with
diving
that.
deep
She's
into
got the
this question.
catwalk moves. They've got the
Yeah.
yeah, they've got it down. They're pretty good at it.
I'll say Rose for now. Trin's coming through.
Linz, it's never too late.
Mal might fall off.
Never too late, Linz. Get
Never
on
too
there.
late. You're right.
Thank you. Gentlemen, over there.
Yeah, actually, I was going to ask a very similar question to Julie because it feels like it is important. Is just curious, Lindsay, is karaoke, is that a new thing? Is that historically something that's been a part of what you guys have done? And who are some of the players in the past that have shined?
Yeah. With everything Emma's brought into this group, this is one of the big things that she's brought in.
And our Lego. Our Lego's been there.
So yeah, it's if it's not the karaoke, we're just kind of doing it ourselves in the back of the bus. So I don't know if that answers the question, but yeah.
Listen, we spend a lot of time in the one, you know, you're only training a certain amount of time. It's important that the players have a space to breathe and relax and not have everything so formal all of the time. When we work, and when we don't, we have joy. That's so important.
Emma, we talk about the karaoke and stuff like that. Was that part of the sort of strategy? Was it not a fun enough environment or something? Was that why they, did they need to have more fun to make the performances and the results better? Do you think?
Listen, the Americans know how to have fun. Like, they smile, they have joy in lots of ways, but it's just something girls like doing together. You know, I say this so many times, we socialise differently. We don't necessarily want to sit around on the PlayStation. This not really. We like to have coffees. We like to get our nails done. Ideally, a hairstylist in there. We like to have karaoke. We like to play Lego. We like puzzles. Naomi Gurma's really good at puzzles and really good at Lego, I might add.
Is she? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So is Jaden. So is Jaden
Yeah,
Campbell.
Jaden,
Really
she-
good. They did a really good Statue of Liberty.
Mm-hmm. I did see that. I
Yeah,
saw
that was a
It
work
was
of art.
completely
Polaroids, cameras. We like, yeah. We want to capture the memories too. We feel very privileged to be here, but at the same time, you don't get to be at this level with just talent alone. It's the combinations of things, and I want to build the relationships, build the trust, build a lightness. And hopefully that shows in our play.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Is there any question online? Don't think so. So that concludes the musical and sporting moment this morning. Thank you very much, ladies, and the best of luck as for tomorrow's game. Thank you.
But the second you put on karaoke, you get. Yeah.